honored to be a co-chair of this cohort because of the work that we're doing, not just for children in our own district, but children across this nation.
Anything we can do to increase the use of social emotional learning, at least the awareness of it, in our country will in some way impact some kids.
What a maker bus is something that we envision going to our elementary schools, target grades of K to 4. This year we're going to start with grades 3 and 4. What we're planning on doing is extending the capabilities of the classroom. We're trying to get the kids and the teachers to be able to have an experience that they can't have in the classroom. We want to get them something that is not possible with the skills that they have or the tools that are available to them.
That's not good enough. Right here? Right there. Right there.
Singapore!
Okay.
It's always an opportunity to visit, other colleagues, to see and hear about their journey, to bring really life-changing experiences to students.
We know that when students are more engaged in the learning, in both how they learn, where they learn, what they learn, and how they show that they've learned, they do a much better job on that learning.
Anybody that has equity in their vision statement, equity in their values, you've got to get that board together to really understand, equity is about outcome to me. I mean, I say so. We've got an outcome we want to hit, and we've got to figure out what are the resources needed to help different kids hit that outcome.
Stepping up and stepping into these tough shoes as an urban superintendent is a different paradigm than any other kind of job that there is. And so there needs to be specialized training that occurs there.
It means to me, and it shows the world as an urban superintendent, my skills are not only relatable in the urban superintendent school district, my skills are transferable. I can take the same teachings that I've earned and learned here and reproduce what we've earned and learned here in a rural district, in a suburban district.
It's so refreshing for me to see others as committed to the work and as committed to our young people, and especially our young people in those urban settings.
For me, this has just been a tremendous learning experience. I value growth and I value the ability to learn from others. And what USC does really well and AASA does really well with this program is they pair instructional competencies with real life experiences. Most of our professors have been sitting superintendents in large urban districts, and we just learn not only from the theory and the actions behind the research and what they present to us, but also just from their personal experiences and life lessons in that role.
The thing that I'm focused on right now is to show teachers that they are actually doing this already. They just don't know it.
We're all trying to build a culture in our own school system one way or another.
How are we going to take these ideas back and make sure that they really are driving the change we want?
It's important when you talk about personalized learning to understand that students are looking for ways that we can adapt our instruction, so we find them where they are and we take them to the next level of their learning. There's a lot of adjustment to that, I think, in the minds of many teachers that have been doing teaching for a long time, but we have the coalition of the willing getting this all started, and now it's spreading. As we see success, others want to be a part of that also.
I say this every time I talk about coaching. It's about creating experiences for kids, not comfort for adults. We're teaching the Netflix generation of learners. They don't even know what commercials are. They have no problem navigating and getting dirty and messy and watching a YouTube video to figure it out. And if we tap into those things in the classroom and our classrooms become louder with student voice over teacher voice, I think that has a profound impact on the classroom environment, on how kids are learning and feeling really invested in this process.
Being in a cohort where you now have an entire group of other superintendents from all across the country that you can bounce ideas off of, that you can send emails, that you can pick up the phone and call, that we're all in this no matter what size your district, that we're all in it together.
Leaders matter. If you want to change what's going on in public education, if you want to improve it, if you want to be innovative, you got to make change at the leadership level. And I think this association and this group and this certification program is making big headways in that way. Instructors are wonderful. They're strong. They're former superintendents or sitting superintendents, so they have walked the walk and they can talk the talk. So my professional growth from being in here already 1 year has been phenomenal with their input.
I always leave the Redefining Ready summits and cohort meetings with such passion and pride. We are definitely making progress in terms of the nation understanding that our students are much more than a test score. In order for students to be college, career, and life ready, there are several research-based indicators that we use to ensure that the students actually are ready for college and career and life. There's so much more to being ready for life, careers, and college than scoring well on a standardized test.
3 years ago, we met with 12 senators in the room as we were discussing the reauthorization of No Child Left Behind to what we now have, AASA. And I think those opportunities really are well placed in order to have some impact on the people who are making the legislation, who write our policy.
Wonderful to have these opportunities through our AASA consortiums to get around to schools that are really driving that change that we all need to see. We need to make certain that when students leave us, they're ready for the real world of career and work.
When we have small groups together, like the AASA Digital Consortium, when they're engaging together, they're able to learn together. And when they go home, they can lead their districts toward a brighter future for their students.
I find that with these meetings, I always come away with some new idea, some new connection, something that makes me hopefully a better leader for my folks in my system.
I think of the superintendency as being the loneliest job in the world. It's just you. There's nobody else in your community except you. So to be able to come together with a cohort, a family, and that's what we're trying to do with all of these cohorts, to create a family. AASA is your family.